I will stop sharing and jump right into our topic. So today we have our IT guy, Derek Sa. He is Ying Sa's brother. And Derek, would you please tell us a bit about yourself and your expertise?
Okay. I've come from Canada, actually, and I'm in IT field since 1997. Originally, I'm a programmer, computer science programmer, and then I think, programmer is boring. Okay, so I shift myself to the infrastructure area, and starting from the administrator, and then infrastructure designer, and then infrastructure engineering. I help the small business, starting from smallest is just a 1 or 2 person, to the bigger company is around 25 to 50 persons, small, medium size, or medium small size, and all of them is I help them to design from scratch how the system layout, those things. That is my favorite area, because that is make me feel successful actually. And certainly for these 4 years, I most concentrate is on the security, the business security, and certainly that is a part of the infrastructure, and that is my next interest area now. So if you have any questions or something you don't understand or you want to discuss, so feel free to call me and let me know, okay?
Excellent. So yes, Derek does all sorts of IT things for the firm. We always have projects for him, so we're very grateful to have Derek on our staff. So today we're going to be touching on 2 broad topics. One is on PCI compliance. I know that Derek talked about that a little bit at the last webinar, so we're taking it a little differently this time. And then he'll also be talking, the second topic will be on purchase, so on software. And if we have time, we'll talk about hardware as well. So PCI, can you give us a brief overview of PCI compliance, why it's important for business, and what happens if you aren't?
Okay. Last time I already told the PCI compliance is payment related compliance. So if you process, if you're using the Visa payment or MasterCard, Visa, American, whatever the card payment, you need to have PCI compliance. Most retail store will have the vending machine and or the slide machine.
Swipe,
that wipe machine. That is that means if you have that, that means you have to have the PCI compliance. The PCI compliance has 4 levels. Is separated by the total transaction yearly. Over 6 million, you are the level 1. Over 6 million, over 1 million, less than 6 million is level 2. Over 20,000, less than 1 million is level 3, and less than 20,000 is level 4. Most of us is falling into the 2, 3, 4, and also the compliance requirement is divided by level 1 and 2, 3, 4. So with PCI compliance, if you are not PCI compliance, and what going to happen? The first, if you have no problem and you didn't have a fraud, everything on your door, and Visa has their inspection people. If you are bad luck or you got a lottery, they walk into your door and check your facility, say, oh, you are not PCI compliant, but since you are not have a problem, so we give you the fine. Plus, if you are the for example, if you are the PCI level 4, then you will automatically bump to the PCI level 1 requirement. What's the difference between these two requirements? That is PCI level 2, 3, 4. Annually, you just need to fill a form. That is a compliance form to make sure you did everything. You just say yes, 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 yes. That's it. And quarterly, you need to have a PCI scan. That is the lowest level and it's not expensive. But if you are the bump to the level 1, that means you have to have on-site assessment every year. And you have every month scan. So that will be a lot of money. It will cost you a lot of money. Unfortunately, if you are not PCI compliant and your client's card have a fraud or you have a breaches in your store, then it's worse because all those damage, you need to pay it. And your insurance will not cover it for sure. So that is a big, big damage. And PCI compliance is not option. It have to. So we have to know whether you are follow that compliance, whether you have a trouble-free business life.
Right. So this would be for those swiping their card. I imagine it's the same if you're calling and ordering something over the phone or purchasing over the phone and on the internet, on their website.
Yeah, the internet on the website and purchase on the phone, whatever you process in your store, or even you don't have a storefront, you're only sitting at home using the e-business, same. Whatever the system touched with personal information or payment information, credit card number, expiry date, the CVV code, all those things, if that stored into the system, that have to be PCI compliance. You have to follow the PCI compliance to set up your environment. And I think most people were thinking, okay, I have a slot machine, the swipe machine, this from the payment gateway. And that supposes PCI compliance. I will say, yes, that machine is PCI compliance. That machine connects to network. This part is a PCI compliance. But after the network to go out, to reach their the gateway system, this part, you need to make sure that it's compliance. The most mistake or the easiest part to got caught is your wireless. Because now a lot of retail stores offer the wireless to the customer. When you have a restaurant, customer sitting in your in the table and they have a Wi-Fi, free Wi-Fi, you just paste free Wi-Fi on your door. That's a good service and convenience for the customer. But how do you configure your Wi-Fi is big part about PCI compliance. I will show you a picture to show what is a PCI compliance payment data environment looks like. Okay, just a moment. Share. Here you go. Okay, in this picture, you have just a moment. Laser points. Okay, you have your store. Okay, this is your store. You have storefront. This is storefront, and this is your backend. And this probably in your basement or your closet is your firewall, or maybe the people don't know what is a firewall because now the small business appliance, they come with a firewall, router, and modem together. And then you go to the internet from here. And this area, the gray area, we call that is a retail cardholder data environment. Why I say that? Because this customer and put the data, give the credit card to the cashier swipe the card, and the data will flow into your switch. Your switch connect to your back office server, or they go out to the payment gateway to process. And your manager sitting here can watch all the transactions, can see the report, can see how what is a return rate, whatever the report is, and these guys can access that data too. So everything under this gray box, in this gray box, is the cardholder data environment. It has to be PCI compliant. Okay, all of them. This is the most easiest way or simplest way for the PCI compliance. It's very easy. You just need to make sure all the computer is PCI compliant, and that's it.
Right. So what happens if you have that free network that you were mentioning?
Okay. Now we have we add a router. We add a router here. You add a router, add a wireless. We call wireless access points. Maybe the F and the D is in the one device. If you put like this, everyone, not only your staff and the client, you give the password, put the Wi-Fi name and the password. You put a poster on your wall, and the customer coming in, log in, and they can use your Wi-Fi. Okay, but the problem is, this customer use their phone, go to here, they go to the switch. From the switch, they can go to any of the system. And these parts will be the leaking points for the customer,
right,
or for your client. This is not PCI compliance. If you have this kind of setup, sorry, you are not PCI compliant. You need to change. Okay, but there have one setup is PCI compliant setup. Is this? We have, see, this is a black people. That means this is a staff. Staff have their company device and use wireless,
right,
not the client. These we call the VLAN. We can configure that VLAN, and to make sure this is secure, and then this is working fine. So this configuration is PCI compliant. But because the people, this staff, and his company device in this gray box, so you need to make sure his company device is PCI compliant. Okay, how can we provide the service, give to the guests and PCI compliance? We have this setup. That is what we should do. Okay, what we should do here. We put the wireless access points before the firewall. That means internet go to the firewall and then go to the payment cardholder data, and this one, the access point, is go to the firewall and then go to the internet. These two is separate from this access point is outside of the gray box, so it's separate. So after the firewall is the environment of the cardholder data environment. So this is safe. As long as you keep this PCI compliance, you can offer the guests with this device. Certainly, if you want the staff has PCI compliance wireless, then you can have the other router, the other access points in here to provide the staff wireless signal. And also the wireless is not recommended for the POS system from myself, okay, from my opinions. The reason why, because wireless is not safe. Certainly wireless have a WAP or WAP2 encryption between the device and the AP, but they still have chance to get your signal to interpret to the real your password or your username. That's why I say, okay, for the POI system, please use wired. That's easy to control and more secure. Oh, by the way, I'll add one more tips to you. Okay, if you are sitting into the coffee shop or the airport, you open your laptop, you log in. They usually have a decliner and ask you agree or not agree. I think 99% of people don't see it, just say agree and then starting using it. Actually, that is important because in that statement, they tell you the data loss was not on on their fault. Okay, why I say that? Because that kind of a wireless network, they transmit maybe is clear text the signal. That means I can easily to plug in a wireless device, receive those signal, and then see those packages. I can take out your username and password, especially if you visit your bank account or your stock market and you want to do the transaction. Yes, I can do the transaction on the other end too. so make sure, do not use the public, the wireless to do your banking. But how can you do the mobile banking? Okay, use your phone or use your phone's hotspot. That will be safe. Okay, this is a PCI compliance. Is what I think most people, most store have a misunderstanding about the PCI compliance. They only think, oh, smaller post system, that will be PCI compliance because in the contract they said it's PCI compliance. But yes, but if you connect any wireless device after your firewall, your entire environment is not PCI compliant. Certainly, that machine is not PCI compliant too.
Right.
So make sure you connect wireless wirelessly. Okay.
Thank you. And so, are there any other considerations as they're setting up the system that they should pay attention to regarding PCI compliance, or?
Yeah, the next topic actually, that's what I want to say. Because I have a lot of customers asking me, oh, I want to buy this software. How about what is your opinions? Actually, they have a lot of software, and also when the business going well, and you need or going down. Okay, whatever your business changing rapidly, your software need to change, and you want to buy new software, and everybody knows good features and cheaper price and good services, that is the key things to buy the software. I'm not talking about that part because everybody knows, and you will do the market research much better than me. And I just want to say one important things. Everybody, please pay attention when you're doing the purchase. When you purchase software, especially for those kind of service, a software as a service, or those huge software like accounting software, or your entire store's POS, including the inventory system software, those software certainly you already tested. Okay, this is good, and the price is good, and functionality is good, and easy to use. I like it. And please add one more thing. Is that data you entered in, it's easy to come out. Why do I say that? Because when you input your daily based data, like your transactions, daily transactions, you don't feel that is a huge data. But one day, if you want to move the system, and the system do not have that ability, then what? You need to re-entry all the things. That'll be the nightmare. Why the system cannot export data? There are two reasons. It's not, I would say suppose data for sure it can be extract, and we can get the data. But if that is not normal export function inside of the software, or the software using the difference or their own design data structure is if they didn't provide you the export or didn't provide you export to special normal format the function, you need to hire the expertise, or you need to hire that company to extract your data. That is big cost. Or you need to re-entry. That is big cost too. Second, the other things is your data sitting in their system. If that's too hard to move around, you lost ability to shop around or to compare or to find the right software fit you on this current situation. So that is important. Which one is a common use? There have so many infrastructure underneath of the software. If that software have a database, I would say 99% of the bigger software has a database. If that database is come from a free-based MySQL or other free-based or open sources database, that is a good choice because they have a plenty of tools to take that data out. Even their software is expired or software do not let you use, you still can take the data out. The second one is Microsoft SQL and Oracle, or basically is Access. All those things is a simple database or very expensive database. That things, they have free tools to take the data out. Same thing, without the software, you still can take the data out. And also some cloud service data. You need to know where their database sitting in. Is sitting into the Amazon, Azure, or the Google. As long as it's sitting in there, and then you know they're using what kind of the things underneath, and then you can get it out without bother those software creator. Otherwise, they will change. Why you don't use ours? We can specially doing all things for you, but you already do all the research. You like others, not like them. But
right.
you need to have your rights to move, right? So please make sure your data, you can enter it in, you can take it out.
Right.
That's your own data.
Right.
Okay.
Awesome. So I think that partly speaks to, as your business scales, you want the ability to potentially get another software system in place, and that does require taking out your information that you put in. And so, okay, that is the software component, but what about hardware? What are your suggestions for us there?
Hardware, I don't wanna talk the Mac, because that is a fancy stuff. I'm not a Mac guy. I talk about the server and Linux and PC. For hardware, there have so many choices or so many way to pick up your like hardware, laptops, whatever. But I want just share experience how I decided which kind of hardware I need to use into the PC. And we always want the best PC, fastest CPU, maximize the memory, and the best graphic card, and biggest hard drive, maybe as big as SSD. So I sorted, okay, if you have a limited budget, you have to give up something. The first you can give up is storage capacity. The reason I say that, because they have a lot of the cloud storage available. So you probably already have one, like office.com, use Microsoft Office, or your Google Drive, or your
Dropbox or something.
Yeah, Dropbox, whatever. That is, they have plenty of the storage. And so your computer, the storage is the first one you can cut. And second one, is a graphic card. If you're not doing the game, 8 gig memory card, graphic card, 8 gig memory graphic card, and 1 gig graphic card to display PowerPoints or Excel is same. So you can save there, cut it. Even you can use just the onboard, that integration one is good. And then third cut will be it's hard to say, memory maybe. Memory have a limit. You have to have a minimum, keep the minimum. The minimum for now, I would suggest is 8 gig. And yeah, you can cut it to 8. The last one will be the CPU. Most people don't think that. Actually, that is very depend on how long you want to use your computer. If you're a business user, certainly we're talking about here is about a business use. The business computer, if you use i3, probably after the 1 to 2 years, you will feel that the computer is very slow. If you're using the i5, probably you can do it on 4 years, 3 years, 4 years. If you want to use over 5 years, please select i7. Okay. Certainly now the i3, i5, i7 always have a generation, but if you want to keep it longer, depend on 2 years, 3, 4 years, or over 5 years, you select these 3 CPUs. And memory, I will say, now it's 8 gig. Later on, maybe it's 16, but put it aside. One more thing, if you have little budget, you have little more budget, and you already cut your storage, you already cut everything, you say, I still have a little budget can spend. Spend on the hard drive, not storage size, is upgrade from hard drive disk to SSD. Even you only got half of your hard drive disk space, go to the SSD. SSD will give you the big changes for your computer speed. And we will say for now, your computer slowness bottleneck is 70 to 80% is your hard drive speed. So if you upgrade to your SSD, your old computer can fly.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Derek. I really appreciate you spending time. So that is time for us, but if anybody has questions, please feel free to pop it in the Q&A box. We'll give you a minute to do that in case somebody has questions. And as I said, you can always reach us phone number 515-288-3188, and you can also email me at Catherine@communitycpa.com, and we're happy to answer your questions. If you have questions for Derek, you can email me there and I'll pass it along to him. So thank you everybody for your time today, and we'll see you again tomorrow at 3 p.m. Take care.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Derek.